Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. What is it? The 18th of December. And boy, it is coming towards that new year like a freight train, isn't it? It's been a rocky year. In fact, I just got off of the Patreon page with my tribe, and they said it was a year of milestones. And they are absolutely right. Some good, some not so good, but definitely a year for me that went like this. And I've heard from many of you, a year for you that went like this. Hi, I'm TERRI HARDIN, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer, Jim Henson puppeteer, and pop icon. If you don't know who I am, you can go to my Instagram page and take a look, or you can just Google me and look at the 2 Wikipedia pages and just learn about me. You're welcome to join me every Monday for a live broadcast. And then on Fridays, I do a little pre-recorded thing. Sometimes I broadcast live if I've just had too much to do and can't come up with a fun pre-recorded thing. That's one of the things we are going to rectify for next year, is to optimize this channel just a little bit more, a little bit better. I wanted to do that for you, and hopefully next year is the year. Anyway, as I mentioned, a day at Walt's barn. Now, many of you know about Walt's barn at Griffith Park in the vicinity of Travel Town. If you live in the Southern California area and you like to go to Griffith Park, this is a place you must see. So if you've never been, it's free to y'all, and it's 11 to 3 on the third Sunday of every month. If they cannot do it, they post on Facebook. So they have a Facebook page. Those of you who are on Facebook, they might even have a YouTube channel. I don't know, but Facebook is kind of their spot. And you can just Google it and then go find them and get their calendar as to what's going on and when, where, why, and how. But they did their gathering yesterday, and on the tribe, my Patreon page, which is a place you can all be a part of. If you want to be all a part of it, you can be a part of my Patreon page. And it's very easy to do. So I'm going to go over here and just give you how to do that. Patreon.com/TERRI HARDIN. It's just $5 a month for you to be a part of this very elite group where we talk about everything. We talk about it all. Besides Disney, we do Disney, we talk Lego, we talk Godzilla, we talk fun, we talk all kinds of fun stuff. Whatever's on your mind. We have all walks of life, artists of every level. So, rocket scientists, mission control. So, we have people there in the tribe that actually program and send tasks to the Mars rover, which is so much fun to hear them talk about it. It's just joyful. We have an ambassador who is the ambassador to Walt. So she talks about sitting with Walt on many occasions and what it was like back in the day with Walt to chat and be an ambassador to him. Enthusiasts, historians, people who have their own podcast and pages, people who have just all around info. It's just a great place to get together and share what you do and your love of what you like, including Disney, movies, history, records, whatever it is. It is not Disney-centric, although we talk about Disney a lot. Today, we spoke about a member of the tribe who we lost. He passed away on Saturday, and we just did a little send-up for him because he was an amazing man, and we wanted to just celebrate him because he was just a love and a part of our group, and we're sorry to see him go, but happy he crossed over. He was having some struggles, so there you go. Please check it out. Patreon.com/TERRI HARDIN, and take a look. You can join at higher levels, but the $5 a month is a very simple, easy level for you to join, and you get a ton of stuff. A Zoom call with me every week, and then a broadcast twice a week, and then there's going to be more. Hopefully next year. This year was a topsy-turvy year for me, so I'm hoping to get my wheels back on the track and put it in the direction that I'd like to go, a little more organized. But yes, so hooray, hip hip hooray, a chance, an opportunity. But we were talking about that, and whoops, I'm doing some crazy stuff here. So let me just get myself back. There we are. I'm back. You know, if you've ever decided to do something like this, it's really important you just start. Because if anyone can screw it up, it's me. And I noticed that Tim Gillette is here. Look, I'm just gonna show this one. Okay, so Tim Gillette is my mentor when it comes to social media because me and technical stuff. Oh my goodness. So today I learned how to raise my hand electronically in Zoom. Those of you who've had the Zoom call with me before, I just say go like this. Raise your hand if you want to, but go like this, use the electric. I figured it out. I didn't figure it out. I had help, but it was quite fun. It was really fun to learn something new. But Tim Gillette here helped me to get on social media. And basically he said, just jump. So honestly, I'm gonna ask you to just jump, because it's something that is not so hard. But I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning because many of you know I'm taking a puppet course from a teacher in New Zealand. No, not in New Zealand, in Iceland. I haven't been New Zealand centric today. I think because a lot of my friends say they want to move there. But anyway, in Iceland, and the time difference is like really something that I couldn't do the math with. So I missed the first Zoom call. And then my husband helped me to figure out it's 6 a.m. to talk with them in Iceland. And so I was up talking with them for the first time. It was great fun to say howdy to them and to talk about this course that I'm taking in puppet carving. And I've carved wood before, but this wonderful gentleman has a couple of puppet designs that I've never seen before. And I was very excited to learn them because my goal next year is to teach some puppet courses of my own. So I'm not only learning from him about puppet carving, but also his process. I'm kind of understanding. He has a very long puppet course. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he does and how he does it. And not that I would copy it, but I'm taking copious notes on what he's doing and how he's doing and how I might like to alter or change it to suit me, because we are different people. So you don't necessarily copy verbatim someone else's course, of course not. But if you take a few classes and see how people teach and stuff, you learn what you like and what you don't like. I took a painting course from a woman who never came on to the class. So you paid your money, right? Let's say you pay $30 or you pay $300 or whatever you're paying. And then she just never came on and critiqued you. She said, critique each other. And I don't know if you've ever been in a class before, but the last thing you want to get from someone is another student critiquing your work or telling you how to do it. You came to learn from this professional, and you don't want someone sitting next to you talking to you about your work. They all are sweet and kind. Okay. And in addition to the instructor, this is fantastic. But instead of the instructor, not a way to teach a course. It really feels like you only are in it for the money and you don't care about anything. In fact, I tried to tell myself that this instructor would come at the end when she did what's called the gallery and kind of talk about some of the benefit, look how this person did this in their painting and look how this person, executed this in their painting, but she never showed up. So can you imagine if you have 3,000 students, or you have, let's say you have 10 students at $300 each, you're getting $3,000 and you never visit the page ever. So that taught me, no, that is not the way to teach a class. Just no. I studied and took a couple of classes from Stan Winston Studios, stanwinston.com. And although their teaching is pretty thorough, they're mostly intermediate classes. So it helped me to understand a lot of things were said, but a lot of things were not said in the Stan Winston trainings. You kind of got to have a little bit of ability before you jump into the Stan Winston school. And that is just note, that's something that you realize. Okay, these are intermediate. So if I'm a beginner, maybe I put the Stan Winston school aside until I learn a few basic techniques, and then I go to Stan Winston to polish and go to that next level, right? They also do pro. but I think they're kind of intermediate and pro to do it. And so beginning, you gotta, it's a way for me to understand. So as I learn from this course, which has got all walks of life from all over the world, because this man has been teaching puppetry for over 40 years and he's been doing his wood carved puppets and they're gorgeous. You learn from him, and you can start by, if you wanted to, like when you start, you're very beginner, you could copy what he's got going so that you can get the idea of, the process, and you would be able to go exactly with what he's doing. So some beginners like to just have that first project step by step taught to them. Let's draw a head, and then you all draw the head together in the training, which is something that I may do. But when I do my pumpkin classes, I like you guys to do what you want and then just show you the techniques on how to achieve that which what you love. But that's live. So for a video course, I'm learning and understanding what might work. One of the things with this fellow is he lets you do your puppet. Basic students, people who have never carved wood before, are in this class. And so, and many people are executing their own simple puppet for the first project. And it's very exciting, and you have the choice. You can choose to do what he's doing, or you can choose your own based on techniques he shows you. So you can kind of decide what kind of a person, you are most comfortable with puppet number one, because as you train, you get better, right? You learn the techniques, you learn the things, you get better. I'm finding that I'm going to start with simple shapes first. So he's teaching us a body puppet, and it's got a little body, and it's got little arms, and it's got little legs, and it's really fun. Looks very fun. But I'm going to start with the body because the body is like a peanut shape. So when I'm, to remind myself of carving and to make sure I'm safe and all of that, I'm going to start with a little peanut shaped body. And I think this is going to be a great way to do what we've got to do because of, it's a general shape. It's fairly large to hold on to. So you've got all those options, which is pretty exciting. So I'm excited about it. And I will start to show people on the tribe. I will not show much here on the public simply because it's his class, but I will let people take a peek at what I'm doing so that they want. And then I will check with him as to whether or not I can share what I've been doing in his class and what restrictions there are so that you're not stepping on his toes or his ability, because he is sharing with you 40 years of his ability, isn't he? And, there you go. Why am I talking about this today? Because yesterday I also was interviewed and had a lovely session with the great Sid of Sid and Marty Krofft. You may remember that Sid just recently lost Marty. So we talked a bit about that, but years of puppet history and experience is my mentor of that time, Sid. I worked with Sid when I was 18, 19 years old, and I went to a puppet school. Again, one of those things where I kind of fell into it because the Sid and Marty Krofft Puppet School was across the street from me. So when I read about the audition, I just walked over and auditioned. Didn't even make an appointment. I think I just went over. Yeah. So Walt's Barn, Griffith Park, was the place that you could meet amazing Disney people like the voice of Goofy, Bill Farmer. You got to see Don Hahn. You all probably know that if you're in Disney circles. Don Hahn was there. There were just so many wonderful people. Floyd Norman, Rick Law, Bob Gurr, myself, and on and on and on and on and on and on. And it was just a joyful noise. You could bring toys to donate. You could meet Santa Claus. You can take a look at Walt's Barn. It is actually Walt Disney's barn, moved piece by piece over there, placed there, and you can tour it every third Sunday of the month. It's really worth it. It's free. It's fun. I encourage you to go and experience it. Often they have special guests. I have been a special guest there multiple times. It's just a beautiful place. Now, if you are a Disney you're one who celebrates Disney and you're very, very excited about Disney, then I'm going to let you in on something very, very special. And that is Gunny. If you've been to Disneyland anytime in the last lots of years, you know that the flag ceremony has always been handled by Gunny. And Gunny is a Marine who took great pride and celebration in doing the flag ceremony of lowering the flag every evening at City Hall area by the flagpole, right? Well, he left Disney under different, I'm not going to go into what happened, y'all. Many of you may know, but he is now at the barn for Carolwood every third Sunday, and he does the flag ceremony there every third Sunday. So if you are missing him, if you wonder what happened to him, if you want to go and say hello to him, here's where you do it. Griffith Park. Don't miss it. What a lovely man. And this is the main reason I went this time. My father, as you know, passed away recently. Well, we put him at the Los Angeles Cemetery in West LA, the Veterans Cemetery, the one where all the veterans are and where you drive by and you just get that really great feeling of men of service. I took the flag that I was given. There was a honor guard service, which meant that they took the flag and they presented it to me. And of course, I cried like a baby because I know how much the flag means to my father. And I know that my father had his arms on my shoulder during that ceremony telling me, Terry, you did it. I knew you could do it. You got me in the right spot. And I'm very, very proud of that fact. But I always wanted my dad to meet Gunny because I knew the two of them would really have a great time together. And it never was to be. My dad was sick and passed away before. So I took my flag out there and I asked Gunny to take a picture with me. And he also asked Frank, another Marine, to come and take a picture. And we took a picture with my father's flag and with them. And I cried. And then Frank presented me with a coin. And those of you who are service members, you understand this coin in honor of my father, which was just more than tongue can tell. And was a beautiful moment. Thank you to Stephen Russo, who took all the pictures, and I will post them when I see them. I'll post them on with my tribe first. I always do, and then I will post them with you guys. I will share it because it was a really lovely, lovely, lovely moment, and one I will never forget. So joyful, and everyone at Carolwood, so kind and loving and thoughtful, and nothing but fun, kind words and hugs and sweetness and joy. And it really felt like the holidays around these marvelous people. So if you ever get to go to Walt's Barn, if you're flying in from the coast, Washington, Oregon, upstate California, or you're coming in from the east and you can coordinate that third Sunday, it's really worth it. It's really worth your time. And I hope you'll do that and see everybody because it was super, super special. Super, super special. And Gunny was sad that I couldn't stay for the flag ceremony, but understood. And I told him that not this third Sunday today, meaning yesterday, but the next one, I'm going to make sure I check and then I'll be there for the flag ceremony so that we can kind of do it in two parts, which is kind of exciting for me. But it'll be great. It'll be very special. I promised him because he really wanted me there for the ceremony of taking the flag down, and I just couldn't because I was going to see Sid on his broadcast. And those of you who've had Instagram, you might have peeked in, but I'm told that they're going to give me a part of it so that I can post it on my stories. So be sure I will let you all know when it's there. And see if you can see it. Sid is a doll. He is 94, love. And he's like me. You have to interrupt. Because sometimes we get on our rules, right? And then you can't get a word in edgeways. And we just did that back and forth. It was wonderful. We talked about the class and how, because he and his brother came up with Tony Urbano, an amazing marionetteer and a brilliant puppeteer. Google him, guys. He's fantastic. I worked with him for years, and he's amazing. He's just amazing. He was our main instructor, and he, according to Sid, he went to Sid and Marty Krofft and said, how about a puppet school? There's a lot of puppeteers we need. Best way to find talent is to start with a school. And Sid and Marty just jumped on the idea. And we were at the Krofft Studios in Sun Valley, California, and we auditioned. And they only picked, out of hundreds of people who auditioned, 30 people. And of those 30 people, wait for it, there were only 3 women. You can guess who one was. But we worked with all of the icons, just icons that Sid and Marty, because they were so well respected, well known, and actually the mentors of puppetry. They put you in touch with brilliant marionetteers of the time, people who worked marionettes, and the marionettes could do majorly wonderful things. Sid and Marty had a marionette show that just, what they did was incredible. They did a show called Les Poupées de Paris, and you probably can find it on a YouTube channel, where they had a stripper at one point, and she was able to remove her clothing. Sid was telling me 18 pieces, and she would leave them on her little console. So as a marionette, she would take off the clothes and set them, and her hands would let go. So there's so much more to these puppets. And we talked about, so I think Sid said at first that he thought it might be a dying art, and I disagreed. I said that it's coming back. It's actually because of social media, we can show it to you and talk about it and celebrate it and get more and more people to connect and be a part of making the puppets and everything. And I do want to do a course next year. I am going to do it on my Patreon page. You would join at that level and then get a course. The course would do what it does. We're going to see what and how we do it, but it's amazing, amazing, amazing. So thank you, Tim Gillette, for joining me today. I'm very, very excited. We've got Art in the house. It was great seeing you at the barn yesterday. Indeed, it was, Art. Great seeing you as well. A lot of fun, a lot of excitement. A great opportunity to talk to people like I said, Don Hahn and I had only talked through social media. We had never met face to face, and what a pleasure to meet him finally face to face. There's been opportunities, but I'm usually working like D23. He's always at the, Disney Publishing booth, and we would text each other. But unfortunately, I was working in another location and he was working at that booth, and we couldn't leave our location. So it was great to see him and work with him. And exciting, just to see everybody at the barn. And then to end it, wrap it up for me with talking with Sid. Sid said we talked for over an hour. Yes, we did, because I was 18, 19 years old when I auditioned for Sid, and I had done puppets on my own for my church and for, I did shows for my church, and I did Teatro de los Puppets with another teacher, but I built more soft. I built more hand puppets, more doing a show at a children's auditorium or doing a show in a classroom. So it was more intimate. But when I got together with Sid and Marty Krofft, I did the big stuff. The stuff that was on television and the stuff that was on big stages like the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion and things like that. Yeah, and met some really amazing heavy hitters. So we did voice training with June Foray. You may have heard of her. Harvey Limbeck, comedy technique with Harvey Limbeck. And then later the juniors and everyone went through, but we trained with Harvey, and we trained with a plethora of people because Sid and Marty Krofft were so well known in the industry with their HR puff and stuff and everything else, but also with their puppet shows that they designed and created. And they did a lot for Magic Mountain, which is a park that's in Southern California. They did a whole show, and Sid talked about how his advice is Most people go right, so go left. When you have the opportunity to go right or left, right? He's saying, he's saying go left. And that's pretty exciting. It was pretty exciting. I say, if you don't know how to do it and the door of opportunity opens, run through it, because it doesn't stay open very long. And then after it's closed, figure out what you're going to do. That's what I did with the Dragon's Lair in Paris. I pitched it because it was going to be a stone dragon and I wanted it to be animated. I said, we're Disney, it should be animated. And it was just little old me standing in front of Tony Baxter and an entourage of people as I enthusiastically talked about an animated dragon, articulated dragon in Paris. And then he said, one condition, you're going to do it. I had never done an attraction. I had sculpted 4 attractions. I had never created an attraction, and here was my opportunity. So I ran through that door, not knowing anything, but knowing my love of dragons. And when the door closed behind me, I just went for it. And so if you've seen my dragon in Paris, you know that it's fun. It's fun because I love dragons, and I just said, what would I like to see? As an Imagineer, what would I like to see if I walked into a cave? What is it I would like to see from a dragon? And that's how I created the attraction. So I know you enjoy it, and I'm glad you enjoy it, and I hope you continue to enjoy it. But the rule here from Sid Krofft, the amazing Sid Krofft, the amazing Marty Krofft through Sid Krofft, and TERRI HARDIN, is run through that door of opportunity and figure out how to do it later, because doors of opportunity don't stay open for very long. And you can do this. You can really do this. This is my Christmas gift to you. You've got this. You have got this. And you deserve it. That's the other gift I give to you today. You deserve it. Why not you? If you have a passion, if you're excited about it, if you want to go and make a living doing what you love, then go for it, guys. Now, I will recommend that you don't chuck everything and start your new adventure. But like a good recipe, a good bowl of soup, add your ingredients in a little bit at a time while working. So let's say you work at a job that you're not really thrilled. Well, rather than saying, I'm going to design for Disney, or I'm going to be an artist, or I'm going to be a director, or whatever you want to do, whatever your passion is, start small. Start in your evening, start in the cracks of your job, get up early and work early in the morning, stay late working that, or do the weekends, whatever. You got to remember your family. So don't forget your family. I have a day, Sunday's my family day, but we shifted it to Saturday so that I could have Sunday to go to the barn, because my husband, he didn't really want to go this time. He had stuff to do himself. The holidays are upon us, and we just have some things we want to, kind of wrap up and make sure we're taken care of family-wise a lot before the year begins. So we did that. But what my point is you make a day, you set a day for your family, and don't breach it. Or if you do, ask permission to shift, because sometimes Sunday is the day that things happen. I mean, sometimes like this podcast was Sundays. And so I knew I had to shift something. But my husband said, you've got to have that interview and talk with Sid, because Sid is 94. And let's not assume anything. But when you make a promise, keep your promise, check, and as best you can. And then thank them, because Sid was responsible for putting my young, wide-eyed, excited puppet feet on the path. And so did Betsy Brown. She did too. Both of them were courses that I took and learned about puppets, and just got, as Betsy Brown said, I was not bitten by the puppetry bug. I was molested by the puppetry bug. Her words. Because in 2 weeks, people made their first puppet, and I had made 4. I just really had a great time. I don't see this happening with the wood carving puppet, because he's really about going slow as we're using very sharp knives. And so I'll take my time, but I'm very eager to see what I come up with. It's going to be an interesting experiment, a lot of fun. I'm just super excited to see what I do and what happens. I'm already changing things, because the puppet in the class is too big. I look at it and I go, no, that's going to be too big. I don't want to work something so big. I may later, but I took it down. I took my size down a little bit. I wanted it a little more I wanted it. You know me in small things, guys. If you know me and you've been with me a while on this channel, you know I love to work in miniature. I'm just obsessed with it. You know, one of the things is this blacklight ghost I have here. You know, I love working in sizes like this. So here is Ezra from my blacklight ghost set. And I still have these sets available. When you hit it with blacklight, he does some really cool things. So just cool colors. Not that he gets up and walks around or anything. I'm not that clever. But this is really a lovely piece in this color. And then it changes with some purples and other colors when you hit it with the black light. And we have every ghost, and every ghost is separate, because the other thing I say is that you ask, what do you want? Well, here they are separately. Let's do this so that Ezra can Ezra can get pointed at by Professor Phineas. I also put Professor Phineas in the cloak because you asked for it. So that's kind of the way I work. No, that's not kind of the way I work. That is the way that I work. So that's the cool thing about when I do edition pieces. Now that I'm retired, I'm probably going to pull back on those, though, and do one-of-a-kinds. I've done some beautiful one-of-a-kinds, and not always just Disney. This one here, these two pieces here. This is Mary fast asleep. And here's Joseph here. So here's Joseph, and here's Mary. So let's scoot Mary over and then level out Joseph. Joseph is actually holding the baby Jesus. I sculpted, this is a one-of-a-kind sculpture I did. This was my art proof so that I could work out paint and stuff. And the baby is here. You'll see the little baby Jesus in there. And I just love this because it comes from an old painting that someone commissioned me to recreate these for them, where Mary is resting, sleeping peacefully. And there's detail on her blanket and everything. And all of this was sculpted, even the back. So the whole thing was sculpted. Took time as I sculpt in wax. And then here's Joseph right here holding the baby Jesus, because I just think sometimes Joseph doesn't get enough celebration. So I like celebrating Joseph. And here he is just sitting and letting his lovely bride rest. And then the difficulty was sculpting all of these folds. Oh my Lord, can you imagine? Just like forever folds. I was like, oh my goodness, forever folds. But you know, I love doing this. Now this is a little larger than I work, but I did this for my client because she wanted this size. Actually, I suggested this size because she was also going to ask me to sculpt the manger animals. And the beautiful thing about a nativity is they come in all sizes. If you go to a lot of places, Christian places or places that do nativity, they will give you all kinds of sizes, as small as 1 inch all the way up to, like, you know, lawn ornament size. And these are 12-inch to the foot. So that way my client could go and purchase 12-inch to the foot barnyard animals for her nativity and not have to pay me to sculpt them over. You know, just the two key figures she could pay me for. And that way she was able to get what she wanted and save a little bit of bank. But that's the way I usually sculpt. And now with wood, we'll see what we do. I did used to carve carousel horses years ago, but that's been years ago, and that was big. so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to do it because I love learning new stuff. Good morning, Bright Spirit. Wishing you a calm day. Thank you, Connie. I wish you one too. I wish you a beautiful joy. But here's what's happening in my neck of the woods. Rain for a week. I've been told it could rain Monday through Friday. And I was saying on the Zoom call at 6 today, that puts me in sculpting mode. That is when everything washes from my body. And I'm like, let's get doing some art. And I haven't gotten to do art in a while. So I'm very excited about this week. Very excited about this week. So super cool, super fun, super exciting. And yeah. Goody, you know, just lovely. Yeah, lovely. Lovely, lovely. So thank you, Connie, for that wish. Happy holidays to all of you. Festive, bright, whatever you like to eat, I hope you get some. Whatever your gifts are, I hope you do. As I said, the barn granted mine with photos with my father's flag and Gunny, which was fantastic. All of them. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was just beautiful, just beautiful. Hello, Mike. How are you today? I am actually feeling pretty good. I got a few errands I got to run after this. I always create a gift for my people, my tribe on Patreon. And the biggest challenge on that is that I keep going back and forth on what gift I want to create for them. Because here's the deal that I've learned about being on having a tribe and having people that you want to give gifts to. They're all over the world. And I don't know why this is. Maybe some of you might be able to tell me, but I don't know why this is. But if you're not in the States, so I'm in the States, right? Okay, so first of all, TERRI HARDIN in the United States. Okay, but Canada and Mexico are on the same continent. So why is it so expensive to mail things to Canada and to mail things or ship things, if you will, to Canada or Mexico? And then let's not talk about across the pond to our good friends in Europe and the UK. It's ridiculous. In my first year with the tribe, I tried to send items and it cost more to send than for the item, like a pin, for example. If I sent a couple pins to everybody, it ended up running about $14. And, the pin might be $14, but wow, and then everyone is so sweet in the tribe. They're like, we'll pay for shipping. But what kind of a gift is that? They got to pay for shipping to get the gift. And I just thought, no, I don't want to do that with the people that I gift. Here, pay for shipping. And by the way, it's a gift. I don't know. It sounds weird. Now, if you do this, good for you. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying for me, it's kind of weird. So we all agreed as a tribe that I would send a digital gift because I can send it over email. And when I send it through an email, then you have the right to create whatever you want with it. So last year I did what I called bookmarks. Well, bookmarks, which became garden markers, and they became a t-shirt because we have lots of people in the tribe that are creative, and those who know, they try stuff. Good and bad, just try it. See what you can do with it. But it was some of the Muppets, some of my favorite Muppets, because I am a Muppeteer. So I did Kermit. I think I did Kermit, Fozzie, and Gonzo were my three. And I sent them out, and then people did wonderful things with them. So I send a digital gift because everybody gets it and doesn't have to pay for shipping. And they love it. They absolutely love it. It's comes to them in a PDF, or it comes to them in a JPEG or whatever, and then they can put it in Photoshop and change it, or they can alter it in one of their favorite programs. And it's always a vector file so that they can blow it up really big or make it really small, non-pixelated, for those of you who don't understand vector, and I'm not going to assume that you do. Vector file is a nice clean line and can be shrunk really small and been blown up really big. You could do a poster. You could paint them on your wall. You could do whatever you want, make a wall template, whatever you wanted to do. And so I do that every year, and it has to be something that's digital, because otherwise I could go I could go bankrupt trying to just get these things to you. And so this is what we agreed to do. And then I'm looking to go across the pond next year, and I'm already got to take a carry-on because I've got gifts for people that or things that they ordered, right? They ordered like an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, sold out. And other figurines that I sculpt and do, like the ghosts, and I'm going to visit and pack it in my luggage. So that way they don't have to pay for shipping, and neither do I. So that's kind of the way we get past that, is they purchase something from me and I say, do you want me to ship it, or do you want me to hang on to it? We'll come visit you. Or when you come and visit me, you can come and get it. Because many people come from, of course, the UK, as you know, and visit me, and I go and see them, and then we give them the things that they want. So that's how we kind of work it in the tribe. That's how we work it with the gift giving. And it's a lot of fun. It's very special. and it's really lovely. So to answer your question, I'm doing very well. The tribe takes very good care of me. Yesterday was a wonderful cry like a baby event, as Gunny's paid honor to my father. It was just marvelous, and I highly recommend the barn to you. And then reconnecting with my mentor. I'm 66 years old and he's 94. And we got to actually connect. And I kept asking him about shows I had done. Do you remember this show? Do you remember what this show entailed? Like, for example, Sid and Marty Krofft did a show that I worked on called The Wickedest Witch with Rue McClellan of Golden Girls. She played a witch and she had these little cute little sort of dragon-like minions. Well, I love doing that show because not only did I get to be a puppeteer on that show, but whenever the witch got angry, played by Rue, she would zap them and they would turn to stone. So I got to carve the stone creatures after zapping. So I got to carve all the stone creatures and I get to puppeteer the puppets and build a lot of the puppets too. So a very, very cool thing. And Sid was thrilled. He goes, yes, I remember that. What a fun show. And it was kind of us going back and forth. And he's actually said he'd love to have me back. And I'd love to get together with him as well. Really a fun time. So if you have mentors in your life and you can find them, people that put your feet upon your path now, and you are successful at what you do, you're doing what you love, it's really good to go back and give back to the people who put took their time and did stuff and helped you to be successful at it. So a thank you to Mr. Tim Gillette for social media. I'm still 3 wheels down and only, not all 4 wheels down, 1 wheel up when I do this. And it's always a little bit, interesting, but I'm doing it and I'm doing it with confidence. And I know it will go in the levels that it goes sort of organically. And we'll see what that does. You have to take into account the type of person you are if you're going to do stuff like this. What is it about you that's going to make you like to do these kind of social media things? So it's very exciting. Anyway, so follow Sid on Instagram, Sid Krofft, and watch him interview people. It's really very joyful and fun. And check out the barn. That's what I have to say. And Bob Lino Weaver is saying, howdy, y'all. Howdy to him. Mike says, Terry, I like the part when the announcer says, and now here's your host. And the host says, hello, everybody, in her country accent. So there you go. Hello, everybody. Happy holidays. There you go, Mike, just for you. Yes, we love the Muppet Gift last year. Oh, you guys were it's great. And I'm close. I just, help me keep the comets at bay and the plates spinning. Yeah. Definitely e-tickets experience, everyone. Definitely, but worth every bit. Thank you for saying that, Bob. Very kind of you. Good morning, Terry. It was nice to see you yesterday at Carewood. Bob and I had a nice time there. Yes, I really wish you had come earlier because I really didn't get to spend the time with you, Rose and Bob, that I would have liked to. But it was great to catch you before I had to go. And so I'm very grateful. And nothing like seeing Bob Burdine and Bob Gurr sitting together on the same bench. That was absolutely really cool to see. The Bobs. My 2 Bobs, right? Really awesome. In fact, I was in line. I got to tell you the story. It was very sweet. I was in line waiting to go into Walt's barn because it's from 11 to 3. And many times, if you're someone like me, you can get in early. And that way you don't have to stand in line. But this time I met so many people that I knew that I ended up chatting with a lot of you out online. It was super fun. I mean, come on. It was well worth it. And there was a guy in front of me and Bob Gurr walked by and Terry, Bob, what's up? What's up? Good to see you. Hug, hug, kiss, kiss. And then he went on ahead of the line and into the area where we would be soon received. And because he's Bob Gurr, after all, legendary Imagineer, Bob Gurr. And the man in front of me said, he's obviously important. Who is he? And this is a really exciting time for me. I really, really love it when someone says, "Excuse me, but who is that just walked through?" And it's your joy to say you really need to go talk to this person, because if you've loved riding on the Matterhorn, if you or the monorail or vehicles of just about any way, shape, or form, and so many other things that Bob has had his hand in, you need to talk to this fellow. And what a fun time you're going to have as you learn about the amazing Walt Disney legendary Imagineer Bob Gurr, and he's always accompanied by other amazing and legendary Imagineers like Floyd Norman, etc., etc. Sometimes Willie Ito is there. It's just a great place. This barn on the third Sunday, you don't know. You'll find out who is appearing there, but you'll also see that others show up as well, and then Gunny wraps it up with a beautiful flag ceremony. So I encourage you to go because it's super, super cool. A lot of great fun. Great to see you, Rose, and your family. Love you with all hugs. And we got to sort of embrace each other, didn't we? And celebrate our dear friend, Michael Luzzi. A great day, a really good day. Hey, Terry, my dad passed away 12 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. And he crossed over, and he's taking good care of you from heaven. Yes. My thoughts go out to you because it's something that's kind of weird for me because it's so fresh. But I know he's in a good place. He's in a great place. Well, my friends, I have lots to do. I'm sure you do too. Eggnog to buy, ornaments to hang, presents to wrap, as the last weekend before Christmas was last weekend, and this is the week as we count down. Oh my goodness, so fast. I love you. Hugs and loves. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Thank you for joining me today. I know you have your busy schedule, and I'm always grateful. And I hope I will see you very, very soon. Won't be broadcasting on Monday because it is a holiday, Christmas, and I will be observing it with family. But I will try to return on New Year's Eve, maybe a special time, because I watch the parade at 8 o'clock in the morning. I never miss it. Never miss the Rose Parade, ever since I was 3. So I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted Friday. Okay? Hugs and kisses, everyone, and we'll talk soon. Love you so much. Have a lovely holiday season, no matter what you celebrate. And we will talk very, very soon. All right? See you soon.